Hello, everybody. Hello, I'm back. I wanted to come back because I wasn't through with our conversation. Just want to come back and give some information that what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be talking about on this channel a lot more. Talking about real estate, adverse possession, talking about how we can acquire properties. There's a lot going on, especially in government, where there's so many homes are being foreclosed, being forgotten, and being thrown to the side. I'm at IHOP. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, follow us, and we're going to be doing a whole lot. This is not about trying to make a quick buck. This is about actually giving true, authentic information that can help you succeed in your business, in your personal life, in your finances, and having these properties. There are so many. There are so many properties. There are so many properties in communities that are consistently going abandoned. The government has walked away from these properties. Family has walked away from these properties. Friends have walked away from the property. A lot of property owners simply just can't be found. A lot of them just can't be found. Nobody know where they at, and some of them just have passed on, and and they're just sitting there. And there are rules and there are laws that can help you obtain these properties and have the ability to live live off of these properties and live on these properties, because we already know the rent nowadays is so ridiculously high. The eviction rate in this country has gone through the roof, and it is skyrocketing right now. People are being evicted. People are getting kicked out of their homes. People don't have no place to actually live. They're living with family. They're living with friends. Homelessness. Believe it or not, homelessness is so rampant in this country, until it is crazy how people, everyday people that we have spent time with, that we have known, that we have worked with, friends and associates, co-workers, are going homeless right now. Hey, hello there, Kason, are going homeless right now because they are being evicted out of their houses, out of their apartments. The ratio of rent is ridiculous right now. Rent is so high right now, and in Texas, that is one of the cheapest places for you to get an apartment, and even that is 1,500. And people are paying $1,500. People are paying $1,500 a month. They are paying all this money, and while they are paying this money, they don't have nothing else that they can do as far as having a car. Okay, a car. They don't have this. They don't have that. How can you live in a house? How can you live in an apartment and pay rent and all of that, and pay car insurance, pay the car note, pay health insurance, pay the lights, pay the gas. I mean, the list just consistently goes on and on and on and on, where people just can't afford to just live out of basic necessity. And we already know that government don't give a damn about whether you can live or not. The only people that the government desire to help is people that have 14 kids. I'm just being honest. I know that some people gonna say, you know what, now you're just being a little bit. No, I'm not. The government will gladly help anybody that got 14 kids. Okay? You got 14, 15, 16 kids. You got 19 baby daddies. Of course, the government is willing to help you get a home. But right now, at this moment of time, it's to a point right now where decisions have to be made, where we have to seek alternative avenues so that we can have a place to lay our head peacefully and without prejudice. Okay? Yeah, but you're gonna have to like position yourself in a different line, in a different light, where you're able to say, you know what, I followed the protocol of living life. Now I have to try something different, and trying something different is not really hard, but you just have to be willing to put yourself in a position where you're able to fight. Now, if you're not a fighter, you're not able to go through this process, because you have to be a fighter. You have to know, you got to know when to hold it. You got to know when to chill and kick back and know that, hey, I'm gonna go through this process because I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for my living arrangements, and I'm making sure that I have a place to lay my head. And not all people who don't have a place to stay are dumb. Okay, not all are dumb. Okay, I know genius homeless people who are mental millionaires. They just don't have a place where they can find peace and able to do what they need to do. Okay, so when we look at adverse possession and how adverse possession comes about, it is a legal lawful tender. It is a legal lawful tender. It is a legal situation. Uh, okay, it is a legal situation, and a lot of people try to make it a situation where it is illegal, and it's not an illegal thing to do. It's just certain ways that you have to go about it to make sure that you're in a position to make it happen. And that is my reason for doing this video, and that is my reason for trying to go out and start talking about this a little bit more, because I see what's going on around us in society. And you don't have to be kicked out of your home. Okay, you don't have to be in a position where you don't have nowhere to stay. You don't have to be in a position where you don't have nowhere to lay your head. You don't have to do that, because there's enough abandoned properties around this country to go around. There's enough abandoned properties where people can live and not have a problem not have a problem with actually living their life the way they need to live it. But you have to be willing to take that stand, and you have to be willing to read. Okay, and that's an issue with a lot of people, that they hate to read. They don't like to read. They don't like to sit down and learn the local rules and stuff like that. And that's when society deem you as a squatter. Okay, that's what a squatter is. A squatter is someone who is without knowledge, someone who goes into a property and they go in there to smoke dope. Okay, that's a squatter. A squatter is someone who uses the property to go and do things, break in the property. I said in the last video, I don't go in a property to take the TV. I go in the property to take the whole house. Okay, I don't go in a property to take the TV. I go in the property to take the whole house. Okay, and your taking is not illegal, because this country was founded on adverse possession. None of this stuff belonged to us. Okay, if you go into your county court records, if you go down to the county court records and you look at everything that is going on in the court records, you will find that a lot of the court records have so many missing spots in the deed process, where people have changed the deed illegally, or either they have tried to do a color of title, or they try to do a quick claim deed or something like that, to get the property. Most of these properties out here is already stolen. You know how many times the banks steal? The banks steal properties all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's indirectly or directly from the owner, the banks steal the property all the time. Okay, and that's why this adverse possession law is not talked about so much. That's why the news always try to talk more about squatter rights. You always hear that word squatter. You know what I'm saying? When you see somebody doing this, that's the first thing they want to pin on them, a squatter, because a squatter gives a nasty taste in people's mouth. They don't like it. When people hear the word squatter, they ready to go get their gun and shoot somebody. Okay, saying that somebody just they went out of town. He went out of town and they came back home, and somebody was sitting laying on their couch, and they was chilling, drinking soda and coffee like I'm drinking coffee here. Okay, and that's what that's what they do, and they make everybody get in a position where it is you're a squatter. Okay, you're a bad person. Are you a thief? That's what you are. But you are not a squatter. That's not what you is. You're not trying to become a squatter. You are into adverse possession where you're trying to legally trespass on the property so that you can live on the property and actually possess. The possession is more of the law than anything. Okay, if you hear the word possession in law, more than you hear anything. Okay, you'll have a possession of a controlled substance. You have a possession of marijuana. You have possession of this, a possession of that. The word possession is interchangeably always used in the courts, always used in the penal code, is always used in the law because you cannot convict unless there is a possession of the thing. You can't convict unless there is a possession of a thing. Okay, so when we look at possession, possession literally means to have and to hold. Possession is what makes it the binding contract. Let's just say, for instance, the police pull you over, and you have a friend in the car, and your friend is riding in the car, and your friend is sitting there, and the police step up to the window and talk to you at the window, and you roll the window down. You got your hands on the steering wheel. You clean. Ain't nothing wrong. You like, hey, you probably finna write me a ticket. I don't know what I did, but I'm gonna get this little ticket. I'm going down the highway. But all of a sudden, the police want to dig a little farther and ask you to step out the car. Your friend's sitting on the other side, right? And so while your friend's sitting on the other side, you step out the car. The police kind of like do a little sniff test, and like, okay, well, now something in the law kicks in called probable cause kick in, because now I smell marijuana. Okay, marijuana then takes us into probable cause to search the vehicle. Okay, there may be a crime being committed, even though some people will say, well, you got to have a search warrant. You don't need no search warrant when there's an illegal act going on. Okay, so they smell a little weed, so okay, they tell the other guy, you step on out the car too. He come around on the other side, and then the police go ahead and search him a little bit, and then can go back in the car, call up back up so somebody can watch y'all too, so he can get in the car and look around and tear the shit up. And then all of a sudden the police pull out under the seat right there on the passenger side, he pull out a little bag of weed. Like, oh shit, there's some weed. What's this right here? Okay, got a little weed up in here, huh? You know what I'm saying? And then, you looking at your homeboy like, say, man, hey, boy, hey, you need to claim your shit. Hey, you need to claim your shit. That's not mine. You know what I'm saying? You tell them, Lord, this your shit. But your homeboy like, man, I ain't had that. And you don't do drugs. You don't smoke weed. But you got this weed up in his car, man. What's going on with you, bruh? Okay, but what happens is that the police can also convict you of what? Possession of a controlled substance. If he don't claim it, he don't got to claim it. Who the car belong to? Huh? Huh? Who the car belong to? It's your vehicle. It's your car. At the end of the day, it don't matter what the passenger got going on. It's your vehicle. It was found under your seat of your car, even though it was on the passenger side. It's If the passengers don't speak up and say, hey, police officer, you know what, man, this is my shit. This is mine. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna take it because I feel like, hey, I could have. That's my boy. He got a job. He got a family. I don't want to take him from his family. I don't want to put him in a situation where he in a bad place in his life. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my charge. And you gonna write me a little ticket for it, or how much is it, or whatever, or you gonna take me down. I get out in the morning, or whatever, just a little weed. But your homeboy, you don't have to say a damn thing. What's going to happen is you in possession of the marijuana. So guess what? You're going to be the one. Possession is in the rule. It is the rule of law to be in possession. As long as you in possession. Now let me tell you what is illegal. When it comes to adverse possession, what's really illegal is when you go at night and break in the house, and you go in the window and you. Okay, now we branching off into breaking in a house at nighttime, and that's a problem. Okay, that is not adverse possession. That's called burglary. So we're not trying to do burglary. We're trying to take possession of the property. Okay, what is possession? When you learn about possession and adverse possession, what you will find out is adverse possession have a lot to do with you just being in possession of the home, where you are in the house and you're going to treat the house as if you is your house. It is your house. You are the owner. You are now the owner of this abandoned property. Now I'm gonna tell you now. You know that once you get into a property, all of a sudden people come forth and they say, you know what? This is my grandma and them house. Now, mind you, this house been sitting here for a long, long time. It's been sitting here about 20 years. You know what I'm saying? The grass all high. You know, the windows all out the house, and and all of that different type of stuff. All of a sudden, this person come along. This person come along talking about this their grandma house. Okay. Now I don't understand how you so concerned about your grandma house. How you so concerned about your grandma house when this house been sitting here this long and you ain't never came by and checked on it or nothing? But now that somebody here, you want to call yourself talking about coming checking on the house, and now you ready to do some work around the house when it's been like this 15, 20. Don't let that scare you, because you are in possession. You're gonna cut the grass. You're gonna paint some things. You're gonna make the house livable. You're gonna go up to the neighbors and you're gonna treat the neighbors right. You're gonna if you have to, if you want to, you can introduce yourself. Give them your first name. Hey, my name is John. How you doing? And they're gonna ask you, so you live here now? This is your house? Yeah, this is my house. I'm the owner. I'm the owner of this house. Okay? How am I the owner? Because I took possession of the house. Possession is the rule of law. As long as you're in possession of the house, and you're living like a quality citizen, you're gonna live like a quality citizen. Okay, you're gonna respect your neighbors. You're gonna respect the community. You're going to do things that's going to put the notion of that you actually is in full control and dominion of this kingdom. This is your king. This is your kingdom. They would like to prefer this over as into the castle doctrine, but however, I wouldn't really just say of a castle doctrine, even though it does come, I think, from England, Rome, England, or something like that. But now that we are in the United States, it's kind of like of the same law, but have a little different twist inside of the law. So that what we want to do, we want to take possession of this house of this property. Okay, of this property, and we want to go into this property. We want to live into this property. We want to show our face in this property. We want to make sure that while we are in this property, we are doing everything that we possibly can to make sure that as we live here, we're doing everything we supposed to do. Now, what do you do as far as legal? As far as the legal paperwork of it, you don't worry about the legal paperwork up front, because right now you're just in possession, and you're not waiting for trouble. What you're doing, you are taking control. That is the whole notion of adverse possession. If you want to, please don't forget. Look into the description. You can get my ebook. I have an ebook that is out right now. That I have an ebook. Purchase my ebook. I do have the voice only ebook for those who don't like to read. I do have the voice coming out sometime this week. Hopefully, you can get the voice version for $65. Okay, you can get the voice version for $65. That's not a lot of money. I'm giving you $1 million worth of game. I'm giving you $1 million worth of game. So why not take advantage and pay the price in order to get what you need? Okay, everything comes with the price, and I don't think that is a high price. $50 for an ebook. Okay. It was for $20, but I had to change that because there is some things that I have to do on my end and to get it situated and get it done. But $50 for $1 million worth of game of an ebook about acquiring properties. Is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money here in the United States. It's $50 is not a lot. So for the text version, it's $50. For the voice version, for those who don't like to sit down and read, you just want to be in your car while you're driving. You want to you want all 36 pages to be read to you for $65. Okay, the text version of the ebook is $50. The voice version is $65. That's not a lot of money, especially when you ain't gonna be paying rent no more. you're not gonna be paying rent no more, okay? Because that's what we're trying to get away from. It's enough out here for everybody. All we have to do is put ourselves in a position where this is what we want and this is what we want to do and fight for that cause. And a lot of people also, I have seen where people mess up. I have seen personally where people mess up and they get into adverse possession and they try to go and get a brand new house. Okay, the house that just got built. That was a guy in Austin, Texas. This guy, I think it was Austin. It was Austin or Dallas. He went into a brand new neighborhood, a brand new house. He tried to adverse possession on a brand new house. He went and filed some court documents trying to prove that it was his house. Eventually, they kicked him out of the house because he wasn't the proper owner of the house. Now, mind you, the owner just stepped away for a while. The owner wasn't gone. Okay, the owner wasn't gone anywhere. The owner just stepped away from the property. The original owner went out of town. That's all he did. He wasn't gone. He just out of town. Yeah, the house set up for 4 5 months, but the owner is available. Okay, and the owner was also paying the taxes on the house. Those not the properties that we want to mess with. Okay, you got to stay away from that. Okay, you're gonna get your ass in something. Okay, those properties where the owner is down the street, the owner. No, we're looking for properties where people have died and it is abandoned. Okay, we're looking for abandoned properties. We're looking for properties that have no windows. We're looking for properties that have no intent to actually live in the property ever again. We're looking for property that got grass all the way up. Now you may find some properties that's fairly decent. You may find some properties that are fairly decent for you to live in. That's pretty good, But I have to say that one thing about it is that if you're going to get into adverse possession, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to get into adverse possession, you do need a little money, okay? Because you need your moving expenses. You don't want to take a lot of stuff with you either, okay? If you plan on living in the house, you don't want to take a lot of stuff with you. You just want to take enough just so you can live and get the house together. You want to spend most of your time you're gonna spend just getting the house together. That's where a lot of your time gonna come from. A lot of your time is gonna come from getting it together on the weekends. Instead of you going to the club, you're gonna stay back on the weekends, and you're gonna be doing little things around the house. If you could just do a little painting here, you can do a little. You're gonna be advancing the house, and you want to make sure you keep all receipts of everything that you do. Okay, because later on, I'm gonna show you how to lean on that property. Okay, later I'm gonna show you how to lean on the property. Later, not right now. Right now, we just worried about possess. We need possession of the property. Okay, we want to go into the property. We want to take control of the property. We want to make the property our fiduciary duty. That's what we want right now. We don't want to. We don't want to start filing all this paperwork like most people on YouTube trying to tell you. Go and file this paperwork and go and get this together and go do this and go do. We're not trying to do all that shit. What we're trying to do is create a momentum of possession, and then we want to make sure that everybody around us know who we are. The neighbors know who we are. Every time we pull up at the property, the neighbors know. Oh, that's John. He just moved over there. John, did John move in Susan's house? Yes, John moved over there. Out of that guy, John, he moved over there. But I tell you what, man, it looks a lot better over there, don't it? There was an old vacant place. It was kind of scary, But John, that guy John moved over there. I don't know if he's really on or not. I don't know, but I tell you what, we feel a whole lot better about our property. We feel better. He got over there. He cleaned up and he did a little paint and he cut the grass and he edged it up a little bit. The neighbors will appreciate that. And what you're doing. What you're doing with the neighbors is you're creating a momentum of trust. Okay, you're creating a momentum of trust with the neighbors. They trust what you're saying. They trust. So now you're not gonna have to worry about them every time you make a move. They behind your back calling the police saying you broke in. Okay, because you're gonna put your ghetto swag down, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna put your ghetto swag down. Calm the ghetto swag down. and become professional. Okay, become professional. The more professional you are, the more that you're going to be able to get by with getting this stuff done. The more professional you are, the more that you're going to get things done with this property. You want to get things done. The more that you sit there and act a certain type of way, show yourself kind, don't argue, don't fuss. If someone come on your property and who are you? You just tell them, sir, get off my property. I have a trespass. You're gonna have your trespass. All that's in my ebook. You gotta get my ebook now. I can't get you all of it on video, okay? But they come over there, you got your trespass signs. And, hey man, get off my property, man. I'm telling you, get off my property. And you can call the police. Hey, I don't know who this is, but this is my house, sir. This is a civil matter. That's gold. That's what's so gold about adverse possession. It's a civil matter. It's not criminal. It's civil. But I'm gonna tell you something. Once the police come one time, it's over. You in like fleeing, baby. You in like fleeing. If a neighbor call the police on you, you in like fleeing. They leave you alone because you're not here smoking dope. You're not here just you're not here just to be here to cause an illegal criminal action. You are actually in this property, living in this property, okay? And I also tell people you don't have to per se live in it every day. Some of you just probably want to have a second property just on hand, okay, that you want to work on as a hobby or whatever the case may be, or you may want this property, these acres of land or whatever the case may be. But once you are in this property and the police is called on you, I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna be in like Flint because they're not coming back no more. Because they already know they can't touch it. It's a civil matter. Okay, that's why we want to go after properties where the owners have been deceased. The owners is deceased. The owners have died. They are nowhere to be found. And Lord knows the heirs can't be worth $3 because they won't even come cut the grass. Okay, property taxes all behind. We got something for that too. Well, what I'm gonna do if I find a vacant house and I find a vacant property and the property tax is $40,000? What I'm gonna do? I don't give a damn about no property taxes. You just go ahead and pay 50,000 more on the property tax. Go ahead and pay something. Pay something. Pay $50. Don't pay it off now because we still got a process to go through. Okay, we're just in the possession stage. Okay, but just drop something on the property taxes. So because you're showing that hey, I'm doing something. Paying the taxes, paying the property taxes is a sign of possession. Cutting the grass is a sign of possession. Doing a little painting is a sign of possession. Uh, doing all this stuff that you are doing that we would call enhancements is a sign of possession. So as long as that you are distributing a sign to the neighbors and to the people and to the community, you are in possession of the property. Okay? Unless you pick the property where the owner is just around the corner. Or you pick the property where the owner is just went out of town right quick. That's burglary. That's jail time. Okay? You want an abandoned property. Okay? And once and this adverse possession thing is low key. It's not really talked about amongst a lot of people because a lot of people don't really know, and a lot of people don't have the awareness and the understanding of how adverse possession works. And a lot of people would rather go and spend $200,000-300,000 on a house when they can go ahead and I mean, if you got $100,000, you can adverse possession of property, and you could just go ahead and enhance it, build it up and just do what you do right there. Okay. And then when it comes down to any type of court legal action, you already have the money up, but you can get a lawyer and go ahead and pursue of getting the property. Because one thing an owner can't do, you can't show abandonment for I've been in the property 7 years, and then the owner just pop up and ask, and somebody say that they the owner. I have seen situations where people pop up and say that they the owner of a property, And we already know that we did our research, and we already know that the true owners of that property is actually passed on and deceased. We already know that those owners are dead. We know that already. And all of a sudden somebody pop up and say, well, this is my property, you need to leave. And that's after about 5 or 6 years. Oh, you need to leave, or whatever the case may be. Well, take me to court then, because we have all the tools that we have already gathered our tools over the years of what we've been doing to show that this is definitely a legit adverse possession claim. We have shown that we've been living here. We've been dropping money on the taxes every month, $50 on the taxes. We have been cutting the grass. We have been living. An adverse possession property is about $500 a month versus you paying $2,500 a month in rent. And the only reason why I say it's about $500 a month, because you're gonna be doing things, as I said before, you're gonna be doing things to show that you live here. You're not going to go and move in an abandoned property and call adverse possession and treat it like it's a crack house. Come on. You can't do that. You cannot treat it like a crack house. That's not what we're doing. What we're trying to do, we're trying to prove to everybody that this is our home. This is where we live. This is our abode. Okay, this is what we do. That's why you have to go and purchase the ebook. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, I really need you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my little channel. I'm a little dude. I just came up and just, I've had other channels, but this channel right here is special to me because I think this will really, really impact people's lives in a certain kind of way. And if you feel like that somebody can be blessed by the knowledge, and they can be impacted, you can share this video with your friends and family, and you can go ahead and take this video and put it out there. We really need you to subscribe to our channel. We need that. We the little guys. I know some of you like to subscribe to the big channels, with the millions and millions of views. Y'all like to give cash apps to them, and I ain't asking you for no cash app. I just say subscribe and like the video. That's it. Just subscribe and like the video. That's all I ask for. If you do that for me, that would mean more to me, and an empowerment to encourage somebody else. You may not be homeless and need adverse possession, but guess what? There is somebody in this world, right in your neighborhood, that need adverse possession, where they have been living from place to place, or they're about to be evicted and they don't know what the hell to do. I'm also going to be coming out with another ebook about fighting evictions. Okay, we're going to help you fight the evictions. So we got a lot of information that we're going to be pouring out on this channel, and that's why we need you to go ahead and share it. Help somebody. We are not into the messy side of YouTube. Okay, I don't want to battle with nobody. What I want to do is try to find a way, a niche of helping somebody and helping people, and that is what I am here for. I'm just here to try to help somebody. So go ahead and share the video, subscribe, and help us out if you don't mind. I thank you so much for tuning in and looking in and checking me out. But adverse possession is one of those things that I really, really want to really start introducing to the internet in a certain kind of way. I know there's other channels that's talking about it, but we're gonna go into such a detail where it's the law. It's the law. It's not illegal. It's the law. Ignore what the news is talking about over the past few months. The news has been real deep on squatter rights and stuff like that, but they never say adverse possession. They're not gonna say it. If the government was to overturn adverse possession, they would have to overturn the whole United States. They're not gonna touch adverse possession. They gonna scream the squatter rights shit. They're gonna scream that. They're gonna scream it because they know it's a bad taste. They're gonna scream that squatter rights. Okay. The news, when they talk about stuff like this, that somebody was on somebody's property, and the police came and they got them off the property and all that kind of stuff. Those are people that created fake leases and stuff like that. So they didn't go to jail for the act of being on the property. They went to jail for the fake lease, for forgery. Fraud. We're not in the fraud. We're not in the forgery. We're not trying. No, we're talking about taking your shit. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about taking your shit. And we're talking about the person that died and didn't properly handle their business. They died and they did not properly handle their business. They didn't have a will. They didn't have things in place. Their children was dysfunctional, and the heirs did not come in and do what needed to be done so that they can their properties can be distributed among their children properly. and everything goes the way it's supposed to go after death. They didn't do that. They just died and did not handle business, and their kids don't give a damn. That's a shame, but that's America. This is America. This is what happened, and then not just America. These same rules applies in London. Okay, these same rules apply in Italy. These same rules apply all over the world. Adverse possession is all over the world. I was reading somewhere in Africa where, man, you can adverse possession of property in Africa. And I think it takes about 15 years staying on the property, 15 years. But just imagine staying rent free on a property for 15 years. Do you know that the average person is paying $13.75 a month in rent? Do you know that if you put $1,000 back of money in rent for 13 years, how much money you have saved? So if something did happen, you had to get off the property. You save so much money. Okay, instead of paying the landlord. Okay, so that's where adverse possession come in and step in and help you and your vision. I've seen where people can have turned adverse possession of things into they turned it into a business where they were able to acquire the properties and rent the properties out. They were able to acquire the properties and they were able to rent those same properties out to people. That's a great thing when you tap into adverse possession like that. Get the ebook. It's down in the description. Look in the description. Get the ebook. Now the ebook is just talking about the basic principles of adverse possession. Okay, but it's packed with information. It's 35 pages. Most adverse possession books that you buy, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 4 pages. It's bullshit. I bought a lot of adverse possession ebooks, 3 pages, 4 pages. It ain't talking about shit. But if you buy my adverse possession book, it's 35 pages of raw information that is literally true, that you can go back and validate and research, okay? And so that you can start building your real estate portfolio on your own without paying a single dime. You don't have to pay shit. Okay, you don't have to pay a dime. The only thing you are paying is your monthly deal to yourself, where you are putting together a small budget. Some of you can afford 500 a month. Some of you can afford 350. Some of you can afford 250. Some of you can afford a thousand a month. Just imagine you take that money and you're putting that towards these properties to enhance these properties. Okay, you don't want to go full fledged. Now, I didn't say go drop $25,000 into the property. Don't do that. No, no, $300 or $400 a month. You're doing little things, especially the outside. Especially the outside. You're beautifying the outside. You are winning the neighbors over into your life. So the neighbors look at you and know they gonna hate you at first. That's Miss Laura house. Miss Laura been there for years. Well, Miss Laura been dead 10 years, sir. She been dead 10 years. What are you tripping about? What's wrong? Ain't nobody been here. The grass is all the way up to the sky. Why are you tripping, sir? But when they see you working, there you go. Before you know it, they gonna step out one day and, how you doing? You're gonna speak back and keep working. About 2 or 3 weeks later, it's gonna be more than how you doing. It's gonna be that you're doing a good job. I like it. It looks nice around here. They're gonna go back in the house. About a month from now, they're gonna start. The neighbors gonna start getting more acquainted with you, and now that's gonna be a development of trust. This kind of information don't go viral. Okay, the things that go viral is a bunch of bullshit. That's what goes viral. We're not trying to do all that. What we're trying to do, we're trying to actually impact some folks. I have impacted many people on the internet in many different ways in the course of my internet career. I backed off some types of internet stuff that I stopped doing because it just played out. But however, this is a legitimate empowerment, a legitimate system that can help your life and can help you grow, help your family, help your legacy, help you build a kingdom of your own, help you build your own real estate firm. You are your own real estate firm. You are your own attorney general. You are your own attorney general, because while you're in going through adverse possession, you're gonna be reading books. You're gonna be reading the laws of your state. You're gonna be getting more deeply involved. And once we build a community, we'll be able to help each other. Once we build a community, we'll be able to help each other. So that's why I need your help. I need you to subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this and help some people. We just want to help some folks. That's all we want to do. We don't want to take from nobody. We don't want to take your money. We don't want to do nothing. We don't want to cash out. We don't want to cash out. Maybe a couple of years from now I might ask you for a dollar or two. But right now I just want you to just tune in and subscribe. Okay, and purchase the ebook. Start with purchasing the ebook. Once you purchase the ebook on adverse possession in the description, then what's going to happen is you're going to start being more impacted, and be able to know if you're ready for this. If you have the blood and the stamina for adverse possession, you have to have the blood and you have to have the stamina for this. If you don't have the blood and if you don't have the stamina for adverse possession, it's not for you. It's not for you. Okay, because you have to be strong-willed. You have to be strong-minded. You can't let people run you off from this. Okay, because this is your life. This is something different that you're about to do. This is something that you're about to embark on, so that you can live a peaceable life. Okay, you want to live a peaceable life, and you want to make sure this life that you are living, that nobody can take this life from you, because you're working extremely hard and diligently to be sure that this is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. Uh, being involved in this adverse possession thing is one of those tools where, you know, I am having property that I didn't have to pay for. Hmm. I have property. I have property that I didn't have to pay for. I didn't have to pay a dime for this property. And guess what? I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it. I actually earned. I earned this property. I earned this property. I worked for this property, because I'm not coming. I'm not coming just to be a bad person on the community that the property is in. I'm not coming to be a bad person on the community. I'm coming to revive the property. I'm coming to revive the property. I'm coming to live on the property, and also be impactful in the community. How are you being impactful? I'm stirring coffee with a knife. Ain't that great? How are you being impactful? You're being impactful because it was a mess, and now look at it. It's decent. It's a light. Christmas time. Put some Christmas lights on the property. Some little Christmas lights on the property. Okay. Easter time. Decorate a little bit. Put some sunflowers out there a little bit. Okay. All right. Uh, and when certain holidays come, do things to match the community. Uh, you want to match the community. You want to match it, because this property is such an ugly place in this community. Now you are stepping in to make it better. Okay, especially when it comes to plumbing issues. Okay, you probably have friends that are plumbers that you can get that done. Okay, I say start little by little. Start little by little with your plumbing issue. Your gas issue. You get that under control. And I say that once you start building a little spot, because you're not paying no rent, so you should be putting some rent money to yourself in a savings account. Okay, put your little rent money back. You already know how much you was paying rent. You was paying damn near 1,300, 1,500, 18, $2,500 a month. You put back $600, $700 in the first place. Okay, for issues. Then now you're working on getting the plumbing fixed, getting the gas fixed. And what I like to do, I like to rule out all of the gas in a property. I do. I like to rule out all of the gas. I like straight electric all the way across the house. That's what I like because it's easier to deal with. I don't like dealing with all of those gas issues, plumbing issues, and leaks, and all that kind of stuff. I like to just make it straight up, straight electric all the way across. So when I'm on a property, I'm able to just take control of that property. I only have an electric issue, but that's expensive to convert from gas, from gas to electric so fast. So you have to kind of take your time and just do what's there. You get what I'm saying? So fixing little things here and there. Starting here and there. Your children. Teach your children to respect the properties, respect the neighbors, respect it. You want to be respectful, and you want to shut your mouth and be quiet. You don't go around advertising that, oh yeah, I'm adverse position, yeah, 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 yeah. You shut your mouth and you live like everybody else, and you be quiet, okay? And then when the time comes, then you would know what to do, because this is the part of the role of an adverse possession. What we're trying to do in adverse possession, we're trying to acquire these homes, we're trying to acquire these properties. We need these properties in our life so that we can be able to move forward and do what needs to be done, okay? Okay, so when you're dealing with this, when you're dealing with adverse, don't forget, y'all, subscribe to me. Um, when you're dealing with this adverse possession thing, when you're dealing with it, okay, when you're dealing with it, you want to be in that, you want to be in the mindset that this is my house, okay, this is my house, this is my property, okay, I'm gonna love on my property. This is my gift. This is a gift to me. Okay, this property is my birthday gift because I didn't pay no money for it. And since I didn't pay no money for my property, I'm going to treat my property good. That's just what it is. So I thank everybody. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for if some of you subscribe, I appreciate it. A few people, you jump in, they jump out. You know what I'm saying? That's cool too. Don't forget to share this video with people that you know that's suffering, that's going through, that's homeless, that's near homelessness, that's going through an eviction. Share this video with them. Let them sit back and listen to these videos, and eventually they're gonna get the heart to start getting their own properties. And you'll come back later and say, you know what? He helped me get those properties. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I appreciate your peace. I have to go because I'm ready to eat now.